And good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Lawrence B. Sonny Shepherd Jr. Memorial Gymnasium in McSherrystown. You are tuning in live here for the pregame show on DCBN as we get ready for what is the circled contest of every home schedule when it comes out. It's the Fighting Irish of York Catholic and the Squirettes of Delone Catholic. We're getting started here a little early because, believe it or not, the Squirettes just hung like a 40-point win on the York Catholic JVs. I'm Eric Lawrence here with Tony Weaver and Bill Smith handling the technical side of things. And Tony, it's good to be back on the air, and it's always exciting when these two teams get together.
Yeah, like you said off the air, this is the championship game of the league this year. If Delone wins, it's all over. If York Catholic wins, I guess we're going to have to share it with York Catholic again for like the sixth year in a row.
Yeah, it's like the fourth time in the last 5 years or something like that. But Squirettes looking for their first outright division championship in 10 years. Just did not, I mean, obviously the dominance of the York Catholic program top to bottom has stood out, but seeing it really in the numbers and the success that they've had against even the Squirettes. I mean, the Squirettes have not swept a season series in the regular season against York Catholic since 2003-04. It was the second state championship team for the Squirettes. So, I mean, there's a lot riding on this. I mean, obviously it's the bragging rights, it's the rivalry game, it's probably, unless they would run into each other in the YAIAA playoffs,
which they're both going to make.
Right, but they would both have to win and probably get into the championship to play each other. But this will be the last time these groups of seniors see each other.
Isn't it amazing what you just said, that Delone hasn't won a conference division title in 10 years, and we got a coach sitting over there that has over 300 wins on his resume, but we haven't won the conference, but we've won districts, in that, and York Catholic has won districts, and we've made it to states every year. We've been successful there. Now, we didn't win a state championships for a while, but still, it's amazing that these two teams are in the same division in the same league.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, when you see it, I mean, they played a number of years ago, they played like 3 or 4 district championship games in a row. I mean, there was a year, I think it was Sierra Moore's senior year, they played each other 4 times that year. They played for the district championship, and then they played each other, I think it was like 3 or 4 years in a row, they played in the state semifinals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. And it literally, they're, a 35-minute car ride from each other.
Yeah, and Jerry, they're standing right over there. If we got a picture of them across there, Jerry and Coach Bancos, and they're best of friends.
Yeah.
I mean, they share each other's scouting reports. If somebody's scouting somewhere and the other team's playing, they'll share that. There's nothing they don't know about each other. There's nothing they don't know about these teams. Like you said, I mean, in the last 10 years, they probably played. You have it there, but I bet it's close to 30 games.
Well, it's more than that, I bet. But when you look at that, I mean, it's two coaches over there that, they're going to be in halls of fame, in every one they're eligible for. But, Jerry Eckenrode just went over 450 wins at Delone Catholic earlier this year.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how many Kevin Bancos has, but you got to figure it's closing in on that many. I mean, this is his 13th season as the head coach at York Catholic, and Coach Eckenrode is in his 20th, now over 450 wins. And, I mean, it's incredible. But, I mean, these two, they've been going at it year in and year out for, almost longer than their freshmen have been alive.
Yeah, and you know what? There's always Delone usually has a star, but the last 4 or 5 years they haven't. York Catholic had Katie Schramm, but last year she sat out because she was hurt. So Coach Bancos did it without a star last year. They're just good coaches. They get the most out of the girls, and the girls seem to love playing for them. And they have fun. They some of them go to college, play Division II, Division III basketball. A lot of these girls in the team, I think, to their credit, are multi-sports. Multi-sport stars, which you have to be at York Catholic and Delone. And it's amazing the success these two schools have had.
And looking at it, to kind of finish your thought, since Kevin Bancos started at York Catholic in the 2006-07 season, this is the 33rd meeting in 13 seasons. And it's just crazy to think about. There were some times early in that window that they, because of the way the league structure has changed a little bit, they only played once in the regular season. But it's just, like you said, there's no secrets here. They know what they're going to do. these kids, and you can see the Delone Catholic girls all wearing different colors. It's CYO night here, so they're all wearing their junior high warm-up shirts. We've got kind of some throwbacks. We got some Annunciations and Sacred Hearts out there, which obviously they don't exist anymore. We've got some St. Teresa's which is those two schools plus Immaculate Conception went together to form St. Teresa's. So you got a little bit of nostalgia and throwback out there, but it's seeing where these kids have come from, and that their successors at the elementary schools are here tonight, watching this game. And what better game to watch than York Catholic and Delone Catholic?
Yeah, and we said before, I mean, if you look around at the crowd here, that we haven't had a crowd here this big all year since the Delone girls played Trinity. And now, tonight it's probably going to get a little fuller here as we get closer to game time because, as you said, we're going to start a little early tonight because, there was a Mercy Roll game and a JV game. So quite a crowd here, and York Catholic Delone, I mean, of course the girls' basketballs didn't come into effect until like 70s, something. But, I mean, the two schools have been playing each other since the 30s.
Oh, for sure.
In other sports, in boys basketball and baseball and football. Actually, Delone's nemesis this year in football was York Catholic. So, I think Hanover's a rivalry just because Hanover is where it is and we played them so long. But I think this is a big rivalry for Delone today, the York Catholic.
Oh, without question. I mean, it doesn't matter what sport. A couple of years ago, these two teams were beating each other's brains in for baseball division championships, and it doesn't seem to matter. No matter what kind of season either of them are having, they bring out the best in each other, and these games have been a lot of fun over a lot of years, and looking for the latest installment tonight here in about 7 minutes.
Yeah, just like we said, the coaches know each other. They're still over there talking to each other, but you know what? All these fans know each other too. I mean, they played so often. So many of their kids have played for York Catholic, and Delone kids, of course, Delone. But, I mean, they know each other from going down to their gym and them coming up here.
Well, and, in playing AAU and club ball and things like that, or other sports. I mean, it's one of the beauties of small schools is, it's not only do you get to know the parents and the fans of your own schools, but, the opponents as well.
Yeah.
And for the most part, everybody's well behaved, so that's kind of nice. But no, it's just really exciting. The Squirettes coming in here undefeated, 8-0 in division play, and York Catholic at 8-1. So as we said, looking at the previous results against the opponents left, you got to think of a Squirettes win tonight. It doesn't mathematically do it, but you got to think it all but clinches an outright division championship because York Catholic would have to make up 2 games plus the tiebreak.
Right.
So
now, if York Catholic wins, it's 1-1, and Delone still does have to go to Bermudian, and they're pretty formidable. Delone beat them here by 24 earlier in the year, but they Delone have to go up there. You wouldn't think they would lose that game, but that would be possible. So if Delone wins tonight, it's probably, for all intents and purposes, over.
Yeah, and at this point, obviously, they just want to be playing good basketball. They've got 3 games left or 3 division games in the regular season yet. They've got, New Oxford and Greencastle yet on the non-conference slate.
Actually, we got that Greencastle game on next Monday night. And then we might as well say it. We got 3 more games here for DCBN. We got Monday night, we got Greencastle girls. And then Tuesday night, we got Bermudian Springs boys, which is senior night for the boys. And then Friday night, Hanover, which is senior night for the girls. So 3 more broadcasts, and I think that's probably all. I guess we can't do the district game even if it's home because I think that would only be we could only do.
Yeah, it would be audio only like we ended up doing for football, and with
even though it's a home game here for the.
Well, and with the it's a district-owned game. They dictate the rights, and that's their prerogative. And the other part about postseason in basketball is it's such a quick turnaround.
Yeah, you don't know where
you don't know where you're going to be, and you basically have a day and a half to figure out. Especially at that point, can you get the sponsorship? And it's just we're going to take this regular season only this winter. We will have at least one more broadcast for the year after that. We will be doing graduation, obviously, but as far as an athletics standpoint, we've got the tonight and what'd you say, two more or 3 more?
3 more.
3 more.
Monday, Tuesday, and Friday next week.
Okay.
This is the only broadcast this week. And we got 3 more next week. But, it's been an exciting year. I mean, I can't believe it's almost over doing the games. Football took us. Football was great. I mean, we did senior night for a couple other sports in the fall. And now we did 3 wrestling matches, and we're doing 5 basketball girls and 5 basketball boys.
And would like to say too, a big thank you to Bill and to you for everything that you've done across the sports. And it's just to bring this to our grandparents and our parents and our alums and whomever that can't be here is a huge deal. And I know it's very much appreciated. But also, kind of the star-studded guest appearances we've had with Bob Gano and Tony Kuntz.
Yeah.
I mean, that just to be able to draw.
And Bill,
on,
we're going to try next year. We're going to try to get them 2 on together. We're going to try to get Kuntz and Gano on together to do these wrestling things. And if we tell them early enough, I think we can work it out because they both did a great job and they both really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah, and I think just to be able to get people like that have had such an impact on this program. I mean, Tony Kuntz was a state champion. Bob Gano was the head coach for the most sustained, successful run that our wrestling program has ever had. And to have those guys to be involved and like we've said a number of times, it's all about knowing what you don't know. And Bill knows some wrestling, but Tony and me not so much. And we would much rather have a good product and have them telling you what you're watching. And Bill, I'm glad he's thinking all this stuff through here. In a couple of weeks, we'll be inducting the 4th class of the Delone Catholic High School Hall of Honor. It's that'll be Friday, February 8th. And I'd like to put that out there for anyone who can make it. There will be a school-wide mass to recognize that class and bless the plaques, which I just picked up from Crown Trophy today. They look awesome. Very excited about that. That mass will begin at 1:30 in the old gym. Everybody's welcome. There will also be a informal reception in the library after the mass. And then at 5 o'clock, we'll have the doors open for the dinner and induction. Tickets for that are available, $35 a piece. You can call us at 717-637-5969. Ask for the advancement office, or they're available online at DeloneCatholic.org. I would love to have people come out. It's another great class, incredibly diverse. It's Deacon Jim Sneringer, who was on the board here for forever. Helen Brady Rebert, who was a cafeteria manager for 20-plus years. Dave Swope from the class of 68, who did a number of things. Jim Strazella from the class of 57. And Dan Baer from the class of 85, who was part of the marching band staff for 30-plus years. Just really excited about this class and would love to have a big crowd. So come on out for that. And it looks like we're about ready for starting lineups here. And welcoming the St. Francis, St. Joseph's, and St. Teresa's students here for CYO night. Oh boy, relay races at halftime. So yeah, we're getting ready here for what is probably, you could argue, the most important game that either of these teams will play in the regular season.
Yeah, right up till now, yeah. It's because, if Delone wins, it's the race is over. But here we go. We'll have to. Number 15, I'll let you handle that, Martello.
Domenico Martello. What number was that?
2.
Number 2 is Drew Kyle,
a freshman.
Number 11 is Gabby Coley. Number 12, Samantha Bullock. Number 4 is Gina Citrone, a senior who, as we said, likely playing her last game against the Squirettes unless they meet in the league playoffs.
So it looks like number 30, Katie Rader, will not play tonight. That's her. I think one of their either their first or second leading scorer for York Catholic.
And here are the Squirette starters. Ashley Becker is the senior forward. Maggie Wells, also a senior.
He's all in his starting lineup a little bit tonight.
Gianna Hodnott is a freshman. Julia O'Brien is the sophomore forward, number 15. And number 22 is Maddie Sigg, getting the nod as our last announced starter. I thought that was 5, but Cameron Felix.
Oh, they're announcing everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, they weren't the starters. Now the 5 starters are going.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, here comes the starting lineup. Brooke Lawyer. Dee McCormick, a senior. Colleen Anderson is getting the start. Riley Vingson and Brady Zumrum will round it out. I didn't look this up, but if she has a shot at 1,000 career points, she's over 800 now. Depend on obviously how many they play and if she keeps up her averages, but she's got a shot. And now we'll go to the national anthem. And there we are, the Star Spangled Banner, and the stage is set for this YAIAA Division III showdown, potentially the de facto championship game. And as we said, 2 teams that don't need any introductions, but we did it anyway.
Yeah.
Tim let us know who's out there and who's playing tonight, and should be an exciting game here at Shepherd Gym as we move our way into late January, and the schedule starts to get short here.
As you said, though, I think this is the most important game up to this point. They beat York Catholic down there. They lost to Trinity, who's number 1 in 3A. They lost to Lancaster Catholic, who's number 1 in 4A. So the Squirettes only have 2 losses, none in the division. If they can win this, like you said, there's not really too much in their way to end the season at 20-2.
They're going to have a hard time winning the Central Penn Catholic League this year,
yeah,
though.
yeah, that's right. Back in the old days, yes.
So we're getting ready to start it off here from Shepherd Gym. Brady Zumbrum will tip it off for the Squirettes, and number 11, Gabby Coley, for the Fighting Irish.
Brady Zumbrum, a York Catholic, a York College recruit now, going to York College.
and the Squirettes are going to get the early possession as Riley Bingson corrals it, and she gets it to Dee McCormick across the half court and into Zumbrum. Kicks it out to Lawyer, pulls it up, and an early lead for the Squirettes, 2-0. And the Squirettes playing a little bit of harassing defense, not quite full court press, but York Catholic kicking it around the perimeter. Coley off the glass and out, rebounded by Colleen Anderson, and going the other way for the Squirettes.
Yeah, Delone surprised me there. Played full court man-to-man defense. No traps or anything, just man-to-man.
Squirettes patiently looking for scoring opportunity here. Up 2-0, just underway here. Into Zumbrum. She's got it up and off the glass. 2 points, and it's 4-0 early for the Squirettes.
Nice move by Brady that time. Once she gets it on the left side, it usually goes in.
It's a good screen there, and through the hands of Coley. It was a good look, and she was open. It just went through her hands.
Great pass. Just a little hot going in there. York Catholic's going to apply a little token pressure here. That looks like their zone trap. See if Delone can get shed of it, and they do.
Bingson gets it up to McCormick, who kicks it into the corner and back out to McCormick. Lawyer kicks it back to McCormick, and now back to Lawyer off the right wing and off the front of the rim. 3-point attempt, rebounded by Zumbrum, up, and it's going to go, and she's fouled.
Like I said, she gets it on the left side. It usually goes in.
So it's a good
York Catholic in a little 2-3 zone here.
First foul is on number 11, Gabby Coley. Zumbrum converts, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Squirettes. 6:26 to go in the first quarter. That was Gina Citrone bringing it up, taking it out, and she is fouled. A wild shot, but she's going to get 2 from the free throw line.
That was a wild shot. She might have been fouled, but I think the refs bailed her out there. That was a very wild shot. She's going to get 2 shots here, and they called that on Vincent.
A foul apiece now as Citrone steps to the line. A little bit of a line drive, but right in there, gets the Irish on the board.
Citrone was one of the stars last year in the district game against Delone. She's been playing now for 4 years.
And gets them both, and it's 7-2. And I feel like that's another one of those names. I think she had an older sister, so it feels like there's been a Citrone on this team forever. It's kind of like when the Kennards were on the the football team down there. And nice pass, but off a leg. But McCormick follows it up, gets it to Anderson, who is going to get called for the travel.
And she did. She lifted her pivot foot there, going up for the layup.
It seems like a lot of anxiousness, or I don't know if jittery is the right word, but maybe trying to go a little too fast for both sides on that possession. York Catholic gets it in. That's Drew Kyle. Comes across half court. Pulls up and gets it to Citrone, who is picked off by Zumbrum, going 1-on-3. And she's going to go coast to coast with it. 9-2.
Zumbrum.
And full court press in full effect for the Squirettes, but it's broken by York Catholic. That ball is tipped by Lawyer, but corralled by Bullock. And that one's going to be swatted away. That's McCormick. She's got it off the front of the rim, rebounded by Lawyer, up and in. It's 11-2, 5:18 to go, and York Catholic calls a timeout.
Great defense there by the Squirettes, all over the court. 3 steals in a row, and you know, when Brady Zumbrum intercepted that pass, you knew at half court she was going the whole way. She got that look in her eye that she got the left side there, and she's going in.
Yeah, I mean, 1-on-3 was probably a little generous for the situation there for York Catholic, because the one was trailing, and I don't think one of the other ones had any shot at getting a beat on her, but she was, like you said, right in there. And
Zumbrum
finished.
has 7 and Lawyer has 4, and they're the leading scorers for the Squirettes this year, and they're certainly York Catholic. A good come out there by Bancos to try to get things under control here.
Yeah, because, I mean, the Squirettes are really pushing things at both ends of the court right now, and the fast break offense really working well for the Squirettes. So York Catholic gets it in. They break it going 2-on-1 now against Zumbrum. That is, she tries to get a hand on it, but number 12, Samantha Bullock, gets the transition layup, and it's 11-4.
Well, it was a good job not getting a foul there by Brady Zumbrum. That's all that was going to happen there if she tried to block that.
That's what experience and maturity will do for you. Squirettes moving the ball quickly, get it to Lawyer on the wing. Vinkson just inside the three-point line off the front of the rim, but rebounded by Zumbrum, kicks it out, and McCormick's got it up off the glass. Zumbrum is fouled as she gets another rebound. They're going to say she was shooting there?
I guess so.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I don't think Bankos agrees with it, but we're going to go for the line for two here.
And that's two quick ones on Gabby Coley. And that one is true.
8 points for Zumbrum.
And that puts York Catholic in a little bit of a tough spot because Coley seems to be their size right now. And the way Zumbrum was playing early on, they're going to need somebody to combat her.
And that's why it was very important she didn't pick up that foul on that breakaway.
York Catholic going 2-on-4, and it's batted away. Oh, wow. That seems to be a little bit of a make-up there, maybe. It's
I don't
straight
know if
up.
that was a foul. It looked like a walk to me before the foul ever occurred, but they're going to call that a Brooke Lawyer, I believe.
Yeah,
no, Vincent, they're calling it Lawyer, okay.
Yeah, Brooke Lawyer gets the first. That one's into Coley. She gets it over to the wing. Off the front of the rim is number 15, Domenica Martello. Coming the other way now for the Squirettes. Back into the corner. Fingson for three. Off the front of the rim. Up. Rattles around. And it's going to be rebounded by Zumbrum. And she's up and in again. And she's in double figures.
She has 10. Or 11. 11 of the 15.
15-4.
Whoa,
and
that's a foul.
She undercuts Coley as she tries to get it in.
And you don't want to commit a foul 50 feet away from the basket, especially when...
Coach Eckenrode sending out a line change here. We got Maggie Wells, Gianna Hodnott, and Cameron Felix coming in now. And it's going to be McCormick and
Anderson and
Vincent coming out. Lineup still the same for the Fighting Irish. And now it's going to be Citrone. Kicks it out. Good half-court defense by the Squirettes. Coley, is that a kicked ball or
kicked out by Zumbrum?
Could have been a kicked ball, but either way, it's out of bounds off of Brady Zumbrum. So York Catholic will keep it just under the halfway point in the first quarter. 15-4 Squirettes early in this one. Citrone has it dribbling around the top of the key, kicks it out to Martello. Now
good defense by Lawyer there.
That's going to be Bullock, and now it's over to Drew Kyle. Bullock back to Kyle, looking for something, and Squirettes doing a good job clogging up the middle here. Bullock goes all the way around the arc.
Can't believe there wasn't a 5 count there.
It was getting close. And that's going to be thrown away. It's a turnover against York Catholic, and the Squirettes will have it.
I'm not sure anybody had a 5 count going because that had to be a good 8 seconds around that. She went around the ring twice there.
Hodnott's got it back to Felix, and she goes over everybody to Brooke Lawyer. Drives in, pulls it back out. Now she's got it to Zumbrum, who kicks it out to Felix. Looked like she wanted to shoot, and looks like blocked as she gets it up. Rebounded by York Catholic and going the other way. Coley up and under, but no, Zumbrum, she's got to be working real hard on a double-double at this point. And she's got 4 or 5 rebounds already.
And a steal.
Or 2. Felix has it and over to Lawyer on the wing now.
They're obviously not going to let Lawyer alone to shoot the ball. York Catholic knows too much about her.
Way downtown for Hodnott. Bang!
That's a freshman.
If you make it, I guess Coach won't say much to you. And that is going to be another turnover on York Catholic. It's 18-4.
Sort of looked like she lost her her train of thought there. She started to drive the basket. She wanted to throw the ball to a pass on the side, and the ball just rolled out of bounds off her leg.
Yeah, and the way it happened, it almost looked like it had to have been touched by a Squirette,
Yeah.
but obviously it wasn't. So Hodnott coming across, gets it to Zumbrum at the top of the key. Into Maggie
nice
Wells.
pass.
Great
What a
pass, and
pass.
there's an assist.
Yeah. A quadruple double.
York Catholic splits the press, and it's going to be a good basket from Drew Kyle in transition, makes it 20-6.
And Drew Kyle's a freshman for York Catholic, too.
So that's one of those names that 3 years from now we're going to look around and say, hey, she's been around forever, hasn't she? Lawyer for three, and under contact, she's going to get to shoot three.
Wow. That's on Cal, I think. They called it a number 3. Is there a number 3 in the game?
Yeah, Eliana Jones? Saying it's 3 on that? Something's not right there.
Yeah, I thought it was on number 2, Cal.
Lawyer off the front of the rim, around and out. I think that's the first missed free throw of the night for either side. That one's off the front of the rim, up and over, so we'll get some substitutions here. We get Riley Vingson back in, and that's number 3, Eliana Jones. She wasn't even in the game, so the foul's not against her.
No, because I was going to say there was no 3 there. Giving Brady Zumbrum a little rest here.
Zumbrum out, and it looks like
the next one's coming in for Lawyer here if she makes her shot.
And that one's off the front of the rim. Only gets one of the 3, but it is 21-6 with under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Kyle with all kinds of space, not counting right now. Working it around to the right side. Now Bullock tries to get tried to get Jones, but couldn't corral it. Tied up the possession. The arrow goes to York Catholic, and D. McCormick will be back in.
And that's good because they wanted to get Zumbrum and Lawyer out of the game. They both picked up 1 foul. They don't want them getting 2 here in the first quarter.
York Catholic brings it in. Eliana Jones with it at the top of the key. Vingson's on her. Now it's up to Kyle. Pulls it back. Good defense by the Squirettes. Not a whole lot happening here for the Fighting Irish. Kyle, got to be getting close to a 5 count. Bullock for 3. Misses everything. Maggie Wells with the rebound, gets it over to Hodnott. And she's going to go the whole way herself, up and in transition.
What a move. She's been playing really well. Freshman basketball player.
Under 45 seconds to go here in the first quarter. All Squirettes in the early going. Straight up and over. It was Martello, missed everything. The rebound and going the other way now, and high dribble gets away from McCormick. It's going to be Bullock. She goes in and gets the 2 for the Irish.
Good for Hodnott to get away and not pick up a foul there.
I don't know if it was for lack of effort, though. It looked like she was trying to get after that ball. 10 seconds to go here in the first. 23-8. Wide open is Cameron Felix on the left wing. Good for 3. That's going to be the end of the first quarter with the Squirettes up 26-8 against York Catholic, and the Squirettes did just about everything right in that quarter.
That might have been the best quarter they played all year. I mean, of course they scored 26 points. Offensively, they looked great. They got a lot of them off steals, though. I think it was their defense that created that 26 points there.
Oh, without question. I mean, I would love to know, points in the paint and all that stuff and fast break points because a lot of them were.
The defense down there was incredible. They kept York Catholic out front, out around the circle the whole time.
Yeah, York Catholic having real trouble getting the ball into the middle, and the Squirettes, when Brady Zumbrum was in there, they're just feeding her one right after the other, and she's not missing tonight. So, and it's 3 fouls each way, but it seems like the fouls are more significant for York Catholic because it's 2 on Gabby Coley.
Yeah.
So,
and we got to say here that Katie Rader, number 30, either the first or second leading scorer here for York Catholic's not in a game. I think she's sitting over there with a boot on. badly sprained ankle, but not sure if that would have made that much difference here. Delone beat York Catholic by 11 down there, or 13, whatever it was, earlier in the year, and they played a great game. I think Delone's bringing their starters back out here.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that, but by all accounts, it was a first half played a lot like that first quarter was, but then because, as you would expect, a great coach and a great program, they made adjustments and made it real interesting in the second half. So we'll see what happens here, but Riley Vingson going to get 3 from just off-centered, and it's 29-8.
Somebody behind the play here. Delone's not seeing it, but now they pick up defensively.
And that was nearly swatted away by Lawyer. Kyle has it at the top of the key. Zumbrum's up there with her. The kick is to Jones over to the right corner for Drew Kyle. There's Bullock. Lawyer fights through the screen. Back to Kyle, off the mark with the three-pointer, rebounded by Lawyer and going the other way. She's got Zumbrum, and nice play there by Citrone to prevent an easy layup, and it's a high arcing 3 for T. McCormick, and it's 32-8 Delone Catholic. Citrone taking it the whole way through. She's going to get a blocking call on Colleen Anderson, who I don't think agrees with that, but
yeah, I'm not sure I do. I know Jerry doesn't. Coach Eckenrode. I thought she had possession there, but I thought Citrone went down there out of control.
It looked like somebody just desperate to make something happen there. She sinks the first one, and we're going to get number 25. And that's a mystery person. We don't have one of them for York Catholic.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I had the wrong side of my sheet here, but there's no 25.
And Citrone hits the second one, so it gets York Catholic into double digits now here with just under a minute, or just more than a minute gone in the second quarter. Squirettes break the token press there. Up by 22. Long way to go till halftime yet. Lawyer gets it into Zumbrum, who's, what a great pass, great feed, and a layup for Lawyer, kind of a long-distance give and go.
Great pass.
And that one's batted away by McCormick, but corralled by Kyle. Bullock for 3. Off the back of the rim, no. Rebounded by Anderson and going the other way. Riley Vingson slows things up, looking to set up the offense. Gets it to Zumbrum on the left wing. Back to Zumbrum. Gets it to Lawyer. Wide open for 3. Little off the mark and rebounded by our mystery person. Swatted by Lawyer, and a great steal, great hustle play. Anderson gets it to Zumbrum and in.
You said it just right, Eric. That was nothing but hustle.
Amazing play all the way around for 3 Squirettes. That one's tipped away through the hands of Drew Kyle, and it looks like just about everything that can go wrong is for York Catholic, and they're going to get a timeout.
And from Brooke Lawyer hustling to get that ball, to get it to Anderson, and then the pass to Zumbrum was just amazing.
Yeah.
And it's all hustle.
Yeah. Just that was,
again,
you can't draw that up.
No, it's defense. They're playing great defense, leading to easy baskets. Not to mention they've hit 4 threes.
Yeah. It seems like, you can't figure that the shooting's going to stay this hot. But, I mean, when you get yourself a 26-point lead with 5.5 minutes to go before halftime, you got to like a little bit of a buffer zone there if you do get cold.
And the fact remains, when they brought the 3 other girls in here for the Squirettes, nothing let down.
Well, it's like you've been saying off the air all year. This is one of the deepest teams you'll see, and it's like even when the wheels start to fall off the cart for the other team and the Squirettes pull the starters, it doesn't seem to matter much.
No.
Vingson's got it. She's driving against 2, and it's swatted away and out of bounds off of the Irish.
They're very unselfish too. You got to give the coach some credit for that. I mean, they make that next pass.
Just you can look at it and see that there's a lot of basketball knowledge on this floor, too. A good pass from Zumbrum. Gets it to Vinkson in, and it's going to be a travel call against
I think that's probably a good call. I think she lifted her pivot foot in there. She got tied up down low.
Yeah, she was in 2 defenders around her and really nobody over here to bail her out. So York Catholic gets it on the turnover. Gets it into Citrone. Vinkson on the ball. Got number 41 is Elena Kondrasuk. That's a new number for the Fighting Irish. Bullock's got it out here on the perimeter. Gets it over to Kondrasuk, who dragged her pivot foot. And she's got it tied up, and it's going to be out of bounds. Oh, wow. They're going to say it stays, but.
Whoa. Yeah, 41 had that last, and the guy was right there. I can't believe he missed that, but they're going to give it to York Catholic.
Wells, Hodnott, and Felix in for
same 3.
Vinkson, McCormick, and Anderson.
And now, towards the end of the half, they'll get Zumbrum out of there, and they'll get.
And it's picked off. Lawyer saw it coming the whole way, taking it in, up and off the glass, misses, and it's going to be rebounded by Drew Kyle. Citrone has it now with 3 Squirettes in tow, so she'll pull it out and get it across court to Bullock. Back to Citrone now. Trying to shake loose of Hodnott. Cameron Felix bats it loose.
That's great defense by Hodnott that time.
Yes, and it let Cameron Felix get a hand on the ball, and then the York Catholic, I think it was Citrone, couldn't get her hand back, couldn't get the grip, but out of bounds it went, and it's another turnover.
And Gina Citrone's a great player, but she has to let the game come to her a little bit now. She's starting to, press a little bit.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to do too much. And Lawyer with another great pass from Brady Zumbrum.
That's 4 assists that I know she has. 38-10.
I haven't seen a lot of basketball in the last couple of years, but this is by far the best I've ever seen Zumbrum play. Picked off by Felix, gets it over to Wells, who nearly gets her own rebound. Hodnott hustles, gets it in to Wells, and she is going to be fouled
on the floor, I guess,
by Kondrasuk. And that's going to be 4 fouls apiece. Seems like it's more than that, but it's actually been a lot of good flow to this game. Lawyer gets it into Zumbrum, who loses the handle, gets it back and off the glass for 2 more. And it's a 30-point lead now for the Squirettes. Nice pass to Kondrasuk, that's going to be Domenica Martello.
And they needed that.
Yes, 3-pointer for York Catholic.
Stop the bleeding here a little bit.
Hodnott to Lawyer, who's wide open and thought about it from 4 feet beyond the arc. Felix driving up and off the glass and in.
What a move. What a move by Felix, another freshman. She has 5.
Now Kondrasuk gets it back into Martello. Martello goes up over everything, couldn't clear Zumbrum. Lawyer's got it, gets it to Felix, through her hands, and just a little too far on that pass. And we're going to have another substitution for the Squirettes. It's Julia O'Brien and number 34, Maggie Hughes, in for Lawyer and Zumbrum. York Catholic trying to break the press. Martello up and off the glass. Goes around O'Brien. Just a nice play there by Martello.
Yeah, nice shot.
2.5 to go in the second quarter. And at halftime, we're going to have some CYO team relays, so have no idea what that constitutes. Felix for 3, off the rim, and rebounded by Martello. Gets it over to Bullock. Bullock to Kyle. Kyle for 3. Rattles around and out. Rebounded by Maggie Wells. And out to Hodnott to start it the other way for the Squirettes in transition.
Under 2 here.
Into Wells. Turnaround up. Can't quite get it. Kondrasuk had it, but now they're going to tie it up, and the possession goes to York Catholic.
1:49 left here in the second quarter. 42-15 the Squirettes. A lot of subs out there for the Squirettes right now. Is there a starter out there right now? I don't think so.
No. Squirettes just settling into the half-court defense here with 1:43 to go in the second quarter. And Hodnott jumps in front of it, ball's loose, and it's going to be tied up again. And this time it'll go to the Squirettes. And again, just good defense.
Yeah. Maggie Hughes with a nice play there. Another freshman. See how many freshmen we have in the court now. 1, 2, 3. 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a senior.
Cameron Felix running the point now for the Squirettes. Gets it over to Hughes. Looks like the Squirettes looking around for something. Felix from deep, and 3 for the Squirettes.
That's an NBA 3.
45-15.
She has 8 points, 2 threes, and a deuce.
And this one's going to be stolen again. They tie it up, but Hodnott's got it in transition. She's got numbers. Gets it to Wells off the glass and in. 47-15.
Under a minute here left before half.
Drew Kyle just being harassed out by the half-court stripe. They get it down close to the baseline and now back out to the wing. Citrone has it, looking for Kondrasuk, cutting up, and she's going to be fouled. She'll get 2 shots.
See, they called that on. There was 3 Delone girls around that.
It's like
I think it might be Felix. That is. Felix is first. Team's 5th.
Rattles that one off the back of the rim and out. Kondrasuk with the left-handed shot. Buries that one. Squirettes looking to run now. 36 seconds to go. To Felix in the corner. She was looking for Wells, who was covered. So they kick it back out. Felix for 3. And that's going to be off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Hughes. No good. Wells has it and
what a
in.
shot by Wells that time. That's where her long arms come in to help there.
And the offensive rebounding is really going to work for the Squirettes now. 7 seconds. York Catholic looking to get a shot, and Citrone shoots it and just off of everything. That's going to be the end of the half, and in an absolutely dominant first half, the Squirettes up 49-16 over York Catholic.
Yeah, you said it right. There's not much else to say. It was just domination from the start. They're really missing Katie Rader. There's no doubt about that. We got to say that right off the bat. Their second leading scorer is not playing. Katie Rader, a guard. But Delone had played almost a flawless game.
Yeah, I mean.
And they rested their starters for probably 7-8 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, you can't play much better than that. And, I mean, they could have had an all-star team of their last decade out there, and I don't know if it would have mattered much
but not
tonight.
the way they played, because their shooting percentage has got to be pretty high, I would think, if we don't have them stats. But
well, and if they're not making it, the offensive glass work has been incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end for the last 4 minutes of the first half, there wasn't a starter on the court.
No,
I mean that's what we just said about how deep they are. Okay.
Just got an out-of-town score report. York Catholic up 29-26 over the Delone Catholic boys down in York at halftime.
And Delone beat them by 10 here. We had that on DCBN earlier, 53-43. So Delone, they win that game. They almost smet their way into the district playoff.
Yeah,
so
and the other part is, I was talking to Tim Bonnets today, and it looks like a win in that game. And, if they hold serve in the games that they should the rest of the way, there's a real chance they're going to qualify for the YAIAA tournament as the 2 seed out of Division 3.
Yeah, exactly.
It's, the way things started this season for the Squires, it didn't look that way, but they've kept their heads down, they've kept at it, and they're in a position to do some things this year that they wanted to do. So really just a solid winner here in McSherrystown.
Now we're going to have a little relay race out here. They put 15 minutes just started, so we're going to have a longer halftime here.
I don't know if that's a good idea, giving Kevin Bankos a longer halftime.
Well, if he comes back from a 33-point, he's a magician.
So, yeah, it's CYO night here. So the Squirettes are playing in front of the Squirettes of the future. And they've got to get themselves. We had somebody break away without their shorts. Got to get dressed in the Squirettes uniform and dribble end to end. Make a layup. Well, that's not. Okay, so that one's in. They're going to kick it out now. They've got to take the uniform off and give it to their waiting teammate and go the other way with it. This is like a who's who of our uniform gallery for the last 15 years out here.
Yeah.
So we've got, what is that, the older girls from St. Teresa's, it looks like. Are going to come in first. St. Joseph's going to come in second. And who's that next? Is that St. Francis? And now the younger girls from St. Teresa's rounding it out. And just a little bit of halftime entertainment here. A little bit different at that level, obviously. At the risk of back in my day, we had, six teams right here in Adams, Hanover, and
then Corpus Christi from Chambersburg get into it. We had 8.
Right. So I mean, it was a lot different, with the schools being smaller, and now with Sacred Heart and Annunciation and Immaculate Conception coming together as St. Teresa's. They do a lot more traveling at that level than they ever did. A lot of, Camp Hill and Mechanicsburg and Harrisburg and kind of all over the diocese. So kind of getting a taste of what it's going to be like in high school, I guess.
Do we want to do the public service announcements there, Bill, for a little bit?
Public service? Okay, yeah. So this is where Bill sets me up for doing my day job. So I just want to remind everybody that the class of 2019 for the Delone Catholic Hall of Honor will be inducted on Friday, February 8th. It's a 5-member class who had some tremendous impact both here on campus and around actually the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and even nationally to some extent. The 5 members are Dan Baer from the class of 1985, who was a color guard instructor here for 31 years prior to his untimely passing from cancer a few years ago. We have Helen Brady Rebert, who was the cafeteria manager for 21 years, I believe from the late 50s into the 70s. And then we have James Strazella from the class of 1957, who had an incredibly decorated law career. He was a instructor of law at Temple University and on many national and statewide commissions. We have Deacon Jim Sneeringer, who was a Delone Catholic parent and one of the first lay board members starting here in the early 1970s on our board of directors and serving into the mid-1990s. And that's 4, right? So it's and Dave Swope from the class of 1968. I was trying to get them alphabetically there, and it's all S's. So they're, but yeah, Dave Swope is a member of the class of 1968 who has done some amazing things in conservation of our natural resources and sport fishing and for youth and adults really throughout the area. Big, highly involved with the McSherrystown fishing game and. Just some great people with a really diverse background and service. Very excited to be welcoming them into the Hall of Honor. This is the 4th class that we'll induct again Friday, February 8th. Anybody out there who wants to be here can get in on that. It's the Mass will be in the old gym at 1:30, open to the public. Certainly everyone welcome. Please join us. We'll bless the plaques. And there will be an informal reception for the inductees and their families and anyone who wants to come and wish them well after the Mass in the Delone Catholic Library. And then that evening, the dinner and the induction will be, that's a ticketed event. Beginning at 5 o'clock, the doors will open, and we'll start things off at 5:30. And for tickets, you can contact the advancement office, 717-637-5969, extension 211, or those tickets are available online at DeloneCatholic.org. Deadline to order the tickets is Friday, February 1st. So spread the word. We'd love to come out, have a good crowd out to honor these worthy individuals.
Are you going to run them again?
And welcome back. We are at halftime of the Delone Catholic York Catholic girls basketball game here from Shepherd Gym on DCBN. It is, I think, what can only be described as a mind-blowing 49-16 Squirettes lead here at halftime.
Yeah, you know, we just talked about the history of the Delone York Catholic rivalry, and I'm here to tell you, I don't think there's ever been a mercy rule game, you know, in the basket. And 40 points now, I think it has to go to the fourth quarter, but I don't know what's going to happen here in the second half. But Delone can't play as good as they did in the first half. You know, they played almost errorless. They only had 4 fouls. Nobody has any more than 1, although the girl from York Catholic, the bigger girl, has 2. York Catholic didn't hit any of their shots. I'm not sure they took that many. You know, Delone kept them outside the whole time, and just played. There's nothing else you can say. The people that were watching saw it. Delone played a perfect first half.
Yeah, I mean, York Catholic couldn't even really get their half-court offense set up because, you know, the defense was that sound, and I think this was a case where the Squirettes probably hated to see halftime come because you may never see them play a half that good again this season.
Well, the halftime's usually 10 minutes. They made it 15 tonight for CYO night, and Delone came out around 8, and York Catholic now with 5:21 left here still isn't on the floor. I don't know if there's much that Coach Bankos can do here. They got to try. He's not going to. He's not here for a moral victory. He wants to win the game, so he's going to look to cut it to maybe 15 by the end of the third quarter. He almost has to play it that way, and then make a run in the fourth. But like I said, Delone girls, the starters only played half the game.
Yeah, and I mean Brady Zumbrum's probably pushing 20 points already.
Well, I think she has 13, if I'm not mistaken. Lawyer has 8. Felix has 8. Hodnot has 7. Two off the bench. D. Anderson hit that, or D. McCormick hit that long 3.
So I mean, what do you tell both teams really? Because obviously, if you're Coach Eckenrode, you don't want the Squirettes to think, hey, we've got this one in the bag. You don't want to take your foot off the gas. But I mean, as a coaching staff, what do you tell these respective teams?
Well, the thing about it is, when Delone brings in some of the kids off the bench, there's 3 freshmen that play, and 3 freshmen can score. They're not going to care what the score is. The freshmen, they want to play. They want to show Coach Eckenrode that they're here to score. So I don't think you have to worry about any complacency here. They only have one more game this week, and Friday night they play Fairfield. But then they have the New Oxford game, and New Oxford's quite a formidable foe, and that's a big 5A game. New Oxford could give Delone a lot of, and it's up there, and New Oxford's pretty good in girls basketball. They're great in boys basketball, and so Delone's going to have one more big game left after tonight before they hit playing the bigger schools, and they if they get into, even if they lose tonight, they'd make the league playoffs.
Right. Yeah, I mean it just.
And I think so will York Catholic make the league playoffs. They take 2 out of every division, so York Catholic's going to be there with the Squirettes.
Yeah, and that could be a really interesting day up there at New Oxford too. I mean, you're talking about a boys team that beat York High when and they're probably still state ranked.
York High was number 1 in the state in 5A, and New Oxford beat them.
Yeah, and I mean, New Oxford's girls team has been solid to really good here for a number of years,
and they're solid this year. I don't think they're super this year, but they're very solid. Where the boys team's rated in the state, they're like 9th in the state or something like that. And they beat, and they're fighting for the Division 1 championship. So,
and let's not forget, it's it's the backyard rivalry factor.
Exactly.
I mean, you can be there in 10 minutes. I mean, these kids went to school together, they've grown up together, and that's what a lot of the fun of the the York Adams League. It's you're playing the kids you grew up with.
Right.
You're playing the town next door. You go up to Littlestown, and they come down here twice a year, and even with some of the sports where numbers aren't such an issue. I mean, obviously it'd be a long time before the Squires play Southwestern in football, just from a numbers standpoint. But I mean, you can play those teams that are 5 minutes away every year in these sports, and it might not be for division seeding, but it's bragging rights, and for the smaller school, it's a big deal for playoff seeding.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Delone's gonna. I would think Trinity's gonna be the number 1 seed in 3A girls, and Delone's probably gonna settle right in there too. But the boys are the same way. The boys are 3A, and York Catholic's 3A too. But they're down there. Delone was losing by 3 at half down at York Catholic. We'll try to get a final for you if we can from that game.
We have our best people on it.
Yeah, that's right. And here in the second half, we're going to get started here, and it looks like the arrow favors Fighting Irish at York Catholic, so they're going to get the ball first. We'll have to see what adjustments Coach Bankos has made. My guess is they can't really sit back in that zone.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to be more you don't want to be deliberate because, playing deliberately, it doesn't let you play loose. But, I mean, they've got to take better care of the ball. I mean, and it should be said that they didn't take good care of the ball because the Squirettes forced them into it. But, I mean, they've got to find a way to hold on to the ball and get it down and get their offense set up. So here we are going to run off the last 30 seconds here before the third quarter. The Squirettes coming back into business here with a 49-16 lead, looking to go to 9-0 in Division III play. And as we've talked about many times, it doesn't mathematically get the job done, but one more win in the next 3 games gets them minimum a share of the division title. And they're looking, as we said, for their first outright division title since 2009.
And Delone's going to start the same 5 they started the game with, and so's York Catholic. They got that means number 11 can play again after 2 early fouls, and that's Gabby Coley. So
Gina Citrone going to bring it in from the sideline and get it to Drew Kyle as York Catholic trying to find a way to chip away at this 33-point deficit. And Squirettes sending 2 on Citrone, and just no place to go with the ball. Gets it in, and there's 2 in there, and they're going to get Vingson for the early foul.
Yeah, so we see what right away what York Catholic's going to do. They're going to try to feed inside and try to get some 3-point plays the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, because they did almost none of that, getting the ball in the paint in the first half.
Well, a lot of that was Coley here wasn't in more than 4 minutes till she picked up her second foul.
Coley hits the first
I
one.
actually think Coach Bankos waited a little too long to get her back in the game, but who am I to tell him how to coach basketball?
That one rattles out, and it's going to be rebounded by Colleen Anderson. Gets it over to Dee McCormick and across the half-court stripe. Vingson gets it in to Zumbrum at the free throw line. She finds Anderson, and she misses everything, but Lawyer goes up for it, and she's blocked by Coley, who sets the Irish the other way. A lot of heads up there on both sides, but now the Squirettes get another turnover in their favor. McCormick hits Vingson in the corner, and she finds Lawyer at the top, swings it around to Anderson, and they slow things down. Now Lawyer's going to shoot from 3. She hits the outside of the net, and good hustle play there. Zumbrum gets it in, and McCormick up, misses, but rebound by Anderson and in. And again, the offensive board work for the Squirettes has been unbelievable tonight. York Catholic just seems to be stunned. I mean, I can't imagine when they last were in this situation. Domenica Martello puts it up, and it's going to be rebounded by Brady Zumbrum.
And she just took that away. I mean, that was just strength there.
Yeah, and Zumbrum has just played like the well-experienced senior that she is, and just a great game from her tonight. And half of it to go, and there she is, puts it up and off the front of the rim. Coley tried to get it, but Vingson hustling in, gets it into Lawyer.
Oh, what a
reverse layup and a great play all around by the Squirettes, makes it 53-17. Martello gets it into Coley. Coley goes up, off the glass, and Zumbrum with another rebound. She's got to be pushing 10 rebounds. Vingson wide open for 3 off the back of the rim, and Martello gets the rebound, and McCormick got there a second too late and got the foul instead. Man, I really expected this to be a lot of energy in this place tonight, but it's kind of dead.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Squirettes took everybody right out of it.
Including their own fans. So the Irish bring it across midcourt and set things up. Martello and off of Coley's hands, and McCormick can't corral it. Goes out of bounds, and the Fighting Irish
corral it because she was pushed by Coley. But
I didn't say why.
We'll let that go.
York Catholic trying to get it in. It's Kyle gets it into Citrone. She's got Vingson right in her pocket. Martello back to Citrone. She's looking for somebody, and she's got Coley wide open for 3, and good ball movement by the Irish.
Yeah, that was the best ball movement they had all night.
Yep. You beat me to that. It's 53-20 now. Squirettes settling into the half-court offense. Anderson puts it on the floor, up and off the glass, and gets her own rebound. Up again, blocked by Coley, and they're going to say Anderson was out of bounds as she tried to save it, so York Catholic will have it.
No, she stepped out of bounds back there. Squirettes now pulling off their full court man-to-man and just picking up at half court now. Whoa.
And it's a good ball movement there, and it's going to be
It's Vincent's foul. I think that's her third.
Bullock driving, gets the foul picked up on Vinkson. So she's going to go to the line for 2. It is 3 on Vinkson now. And that first one's good. 4:40 to go in the third quarter. And she gets the pair, making it 53-22. The lead is 31 with 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Squirettes bringing it across midcourt. Lawyers got it, kicks it back out to McCormick, who gets it into Anderson, looking for a place to go. Vinkson gets it to Zumbrum, who goes 1-on-3 off the glass, and it's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to stay.
That wasn't a very good shot. I
No.
mean, she didn't do much wrong tonight, but she tried to force that one a little bit.
Vinkson will inbound from the baseline. Gets it into Zumbrum, back to Vinkson, and she goes around Coley but loses the handle. And Anderson finds Zumbrum off the front of the rim, rebounded by Martello, and she's going to be fouled by Vinkson. That'll be her 4th.
She's coming out of the game. Looks like the 4 girls are coming in for the Squirettes.
Line change.
York Catholic has cut 2 off the halftime lead here. And it's a whole slew of who we leaving in here. We're leaving Zumbrum in.
Zumbrum. And it's Ashley Becker, it's Maggie Wells, it's Cameron Felix, it's Gianna Hodnott, along with Zumbrum. Citrone's got it at the top of the key, trying to find a place to go. Nice ball handling, but up and off the glass, and good hustle play there by Gabby Coley. Possession will stay with the Squirettes, but good job to turn over the possession arrow by Coley. Decidedly less flow in the second half. Zumbrum's got it at the top of the key. She's got Becker down low, in!
And that's a big shot for Ashley Becker, a senior who's really put her time in here. Don't get a lot of playing time, but now she has 2 against York Catholic.
And there's Kyle up and rebounded by Zumbrum. She's looking for Hodnott, who slows things down across half court and gets it back to Felix. Zumbrum directing traffic, had Hodnott, but defense closed in on her. Zumbrum from just inside the arc, and 2 more for the senior.
Coming up on 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. Squires up by 35.
5-touchdown lead for the Squirettes. And it's going to be Martello driving the lane and in. Nice play. Just kind of cleared everybody out and went 1-on-1 and won.
Back to the halftime lead here for the Squirettes.
Zumbrum finds Becker, who finds Wells. Good look. And it's going to be a foul on Coley. That'll be her 3rd. You don't want to be wearing 11 tonight with these officials around, because that's 7 fouls.
Actually, I think that's only her 3rd. I think that's Vincent that has 4.
That's at least 7 fouls between the 11s tonight. That one's in. And this will bring in Maggie Hughes for Brady Zumbrum. And that might be all we see of the starters.
Yeah, they might start them in the fourth quarter and then get them out one at a time here. But if nothing sensational happens here, Wells' second shot
rattles out, and it's going to be rebounded by Citrone. She's going to take it, get it to Kyle, who is over to Bullock. And that's Citrone, just a wild shot. Becker couldn't quite get a hand on it. Back to Citrone, and she's going to get 2 on that one.
Foot was on the line, I guess. Nice hustle by Catrone there.
Yeah, Becker just couldn't quite get a second hand on that and tipped it right to her. This is going to be Becker. It's a 2-point shot off the rim and rebounded by Drew Kyle. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Squirettes up 58-26. Citrone kicks it out to Kyle for three. Off the mark. Going to be rebounded by Martello. Good hustle. Citrone into the paint and up and good.
And just as we said, hustle for Delone a little bit ago. That was great hustle by York Catholic there.
Yep. Felix gets it back over to Wells. To Becker. Hodnot for three. Off the front of the rim, but rebounded by Hughes, and it's going to be rebounded now by Bullock, and York Catholic coming back the other way. Martello with a really nice pass to Citrone, who finds Bullock on the wing, off the rim, rebounded by Hodnot, and she's going to be fouled by Citrone. And that's another one of those fouls that you talk about 90 feet from the basket that you just don't want.
No need for that.
It is her first. Second for York Catholic in the second half. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Felix looking to shoot. Now she's over to Maggie Hughes for three. Off the rim. Rebounded by Becker. Up. She is fouled. That's going to be 4 on Gabby Coley. Nope, that is 5.
Is that her 5th?
That's 5.
Oh, wow, yeah. She must have got that one early. We thought it was on the other girl.
That's what happens when every foul's on 11. Yeah. You don't know which way it reads on the scoreboard.
So Becker will shoot 2 here with 43 seconds left.
Gabby Coley out now for the duration for the Fighting Irish with a quarter and 43.7 seconds to go. Becker hits, and don't think the student body doesn't know that she's
get a lot of time.
Yeah. Very excited for her tonight. And that one's off the back of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by our mystery number 25. We should have found out who that was at halftime. Now it's Martello. Kicks it out. Now it's Citrone, pulls back for three. Line drive off the rim, rebounded by Cameron Felix.
Whoa. Becker up.
15 seconds.
Took a fall there.
We have a kicked ball there to reset, and we're going to get an injury. Oh, it's going to be a timeout.
30-second timeout.
30 seconds to get Becker out of the game. She took an awkward spill there. So it's going to be quick timeout here. 8.1 seconds to go in the third quarter. Squirettes up by 31. This is going to be one that people that weren't here or didn't watch aren't going to believe it when they see this score. Because it's been...
Well, Delone has played their subs for 5 minutes of this third quarter. York Catholic has only cut 2 points off the halftime lead. You're not going to find too many 30-point games in any of them. Now, we don't know what this one's going to end up, but...
I didn't think I needed that information.
Becker stayed in the game.
York Catholic bringing it across. It's Citrone. Kicks it out to Kyle for three. Good. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. It's Delone Catholic 59, York Catholic 31. And we'll get things ready to go here.
And the arrow favors York Catholic.
And let's see. The last game was 16 for the Squirettes. There's a 9, 6 in overtime, 7, 11, 1, 5, 14. There's 4 in overtime, 13, 7, 10, 2, 4. There's, 18. That was in the 2013 district championship game. Yeah, it's nothing even close.
Yeah, and Delone did put their starters back in here for the start of the fourth quarter.
So York Catholic with the ball to start the fourth quarter, trailing 59-31. And did you ever think you'd see a substantial part of the crowd leaving at the end of the third quarter? York Catholic moves it around. Bullock off the front of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Colleen Anderson, and she gets it to Vinkson to set the wheels in motion for the Squirettes. And that's Anderson at the top of the key into Zumbrum. She's got Lawyer in the paint off the front of the rim. The rebound is Martello, and York Catholic has it now. Citrone over to Martello. And that's batted away by D. McCormick and out of bounds. Just a lot of, if they can't get there and steal it, still a lot of hands in the passing lanes and making life generally miserable for the Fighting Irish tonight. Ball is inbounded to Martello. Citrone with a touch pass back to Martello, looking for Kyle. She went for the layup and is going to be fouled by D. McCormick. That'll be 2 shots for the Fighting Irish.
7:07 left here before the end of the game.
Drew Kyle hits the first one. Again, another freshman in this game. She's the only freshman on the York Catholic varsity roster. That one's off the front of the rim, rebounded by Brooke Lawyer. And we're going to get a timeout from Coach Eckenrode.
I think this is just a little let's go here. Your complacency's setting in here a little bit now. And he wants to see the ball movement and a couple baskets here so he can get the other kids back in the game. But, speaking from a coaching standpoint, every one of them kids have played at least 5 minutes tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting you say that. You've been pointing out how much the second teamers, the bench players, have played in this game. And, it's just because both groups have played that well that it's made it an easy decision for the coaching staff.
There's actually 12 girls over there, and they've all played. So it's just more than the second team. I mean, Ashley Becker's gotten in and has 5 points. I mean, it's not been a stellar second half here for the Squirettes, and I think that's what Coach Eckenrode, he wants them to pick it up here a little bit with 7 minutes left in the game.
It'll give them something to be unhappy about at practice tomorrow.
Take a couple seconds off the clock here before we shoot.
Moving the ball around the perimeter, Vinkson gets it over to McCormick. McCormick into Zumbrum, and good from the paint for the Squirettes. 6:40 to go, 61-32 now. And a little bit of a scrum there. Gets it over to Kyle. Citrone for 3, rattles out. Rebounded by Kyle, and she's fouled by Anderson, or Lawyer rather.
6:26 left here in the game. Delone up 29. And Mystery Woman goes out.
Yeah. And this is only the 4th time since Kevin Bankos has been the coach at York Catholic that the Squirettes have scored 60 in this series.
Yeah, usually these are pretty low-scoring affairs.
Yeah. A drive and stripped out of bounds as Citrone tried to get to the hoop. D. McCormick. Citrone gets it into Martello, who has it blocked by Anderson and Zumbrum. The rebound goes to Vinkson, who kicks it out to Lawyer, into Zumbrum. Give and go. Lawyer has it stripped. Good play by Kyle. Martello comes up with it. Around the back pass, gets it through to Citrone and across half court. And Kyle off the glass and in. 61-34 now with 5:35 to go. Zumbrum, good ball movement out to Anderson in the corner. Back around the top. Vingson gets it to Zumbrum. Cross court to McCormick. Back into Anderson, who finds Zumbrum all alone and in.
Nice pass.
Wow.
Zumbrum's got to have probably close to 20, I would say.
Yeah. Bullock gets that over to Citrone. Citrone has it stripped, but Kyle gets it back. She is up and off the glass. It's going to be rebounded by Lawyer. 4:52 to go now. Anderson wide open three. Bang.
Yep, I think that's going to get some of the other players in now.
66 to 34. And that is up and off the rim from Kondrasuk. And seeing a full line change coming up to the table for the Squirettes. Lawyer gets it ahead to McCormick, and she is pushed in the back, hits the deck, but gets two, and will have another shot to complete the three-point play.
I think the foul was on Citrone there. And everybody but the one coming in for the shooter is going to come in.
And they're trying to figure out who that is right now. So they're going to pull everybody except for McCormick, and Ashley Becker will wait for her.
4:13 left here in the game. Squires doubling up on York Catholic here by 34.
First one's in, and the only one, because that was a three-point play. So McCormick out and Becker in. 69 to 34 now. That's going to be off the mark. Nice hustle rebound by Martello off the bottom of the backboard. Rebounded by Kondrasuk. Misses, gets her own rebound up, and that is number 22, Maddie Sig.
And you can tell that Zumbrum went in there to get that rebound.
And Kondrasuk hits the first one. And she gets the second one, so it's 69 to 36 now with just under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Felix gets it over to Sig, works back around to Hodnott. Sig wide open on the back door, and she's in for two.
Nice pass by Hodnott there. Found her all alone under the basket.
Squirettes over 70 in this series for the first time since 2012. And that's stolen by Becker, and she couldn't quite work it around her back and got the travel.
3:32 left here in the game. 71-36. Delone looks like they're going to win the Division III of the YAIAA.
Kyle takes it through the paint, off the glass, and it's a scramble on the floor. It's kicked out of bounds by Kyle, and it's going to go back to the Squirettes. (71-36). Over to Becker, up, off the rim, going to be rebounded there by Samantha Bullock. 3 minutes to go now. And Citrone for three off the back of the rim, rebounded by Sig. Gets it ahead. Felix can't quite get it. She knocks it out of the hand of Bullock, and Wells has it swatted away by Citrone. Good hustle play there to keep Wells from scoring.
2:45 left here in the game.
And it's going to be Wells in the corner for three, off the front of the rim, rebounded by Bullock. She pulls back, waiting for some reinforcements. Now she's going to step up, shoot the long three, off the front of the rim. And Kondrasuk gets it over to Bullock, who goes up for the layup and is fouled. It's going to be Maddie Sig on the foul. And she drills the first one. It's going to be Hughes and Julia O'Brien in for Wells and Hodnott.
And the scorers table's been kept busy tonight.
Yeah, they sure have. And that one's going to swirl around and out. O'Brien with the rebound. Becker taking it the other way. Gets it to Felix. Approaching 2:20 now. Gets it in. O'Brien up. Off the glass and rebounded by Bullock. Bullock wide open three off the front of the rim. Pulled down by Citrone. She tries to shoot it. Hughes over her. Kondrasuk gets the rebound, the putback, and the foul. And so they'll have a chance for the three-point play. You know, the last time the Squirettes scored more than 71 in this series, I swear I'm not making this up, December 23rd, 2002, they beat the York Catholic 93-25 in York. And she hits the second one, 71-40. Becker on the corner. She was looking for Sig, who cut, but Felix picks it up, gets away the three. Nice box out, rebound, and put back by Maddie Sig for two more for the Squirettes. 1:44 to go. Citrone comes in, left-handed layup, and we're going to get a timeout from Coach Bankos just to get a substitution here. It looks like they're going to keep.
Yeah, they just want to Catrone out of the game. She had a heck of a game. That's
another one of those. No, it's number 25 again. Still don't know who she is. And number 3, Eliana Jones, is going to check back in for the Fighting Irish with 1:39 to go. Squirettes up by 31.
And this outcome really wasn't in doubt since early in the first quarter. Looking back on it.
Yeah. No, I mean, at one point it was what, 13-2 or 15-4 or something like that?
Squirettes have played well the whole game here.
You can't dominate more beginning to end than the Squirettes have here tonight. Becker from the foul line, off the front of the rim, rolls it up and over and in. That's 75-42 now. Wide open, our mystery person, 25. She misses everything. It's rebounded. Bullock, but she tries to save it. O'Brien's got it. Turnover, another turnover. Now Maggie Hughes has it, and she's going to slow things down here. She's trapped, but Felix bails her out. Looking for somebody open. Hughes was looking to shoot. Now here's Felix. Pulls it down into O'Brien and back out to Sig. Sig up and rebounded by 25. 44 seconds to go now. Kondrasuk gets it over to Kyle. Kyle off the front of the rim, rebounded by O'Brien. 3-on-3 now. Maggie Hughes crosses over Bullock and runs into Kyle, who gets the ball coming back the other way with 20 seconds to go. Kondrasuk for three off the front of the rim. And it's going to be Bullock with the rebound, 25 for three. Buries it. 3 seconds to go, and that's going to set the final score, which is Delone Catholic 75, York Catholic 45. And barring something unforeseen, the Squirettes are likely to win their first outright division championship in 10 years. Just taking it to York Catholic from beginning to end tonight. And like I said, I'm glad I was here to see it, because I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't see it with my own eyes.
There's not much to say. The starters played well. The subs that came in held their own and did a great job against the first team of York Catholic. York Catholic was out one of their leading scorers tonight, Katie Rader. We have to say that. But Delone with a 30-point win sweeps York Catholic for the first time in a long while, and looks like they're going to win the division.
Yeah, and it certainly not a lack of effort from York Catholic, lack of execution, but that was caused by just a great performance top to bottom by the Squirettes.
And
it looks like
it was a good thing that, he played everybody tonight. Probably Friday night against Fairfield he'll play everybody. Then they got tough New Oxford, where they're going to have to really play well to even get a win there. And then they come back Monday night. We'll be here Monday night when Squirettes play Greencastle. And they got a lot of games here coming up, and because they got to play Tuesday night then and Friday night next week. So a lot of games coming up here for the Squirettes, but this was a big win tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not one that anybody saw coming, but just a great performance beginning to end for the Squirettes. Getting them kicked off here really for the home stretch for the last 2 weeks of the regular season. And certainly if not that it was in question before, but cementing their place in the YAIAA tournament for sure. And I would think solidifying some seeding, for the districts, and a lot of positives coming out of this for the Squirettes tonight. And it'll be interesting to see how Coach Bankos and the Fighting Irish regroup from here. And we'll keep an eye on all of that. Haven't heard anything from the boys' game down in York. Last we heard, it was a 3-point Fighting Irish lead at halftime, but encourage everybody to check that out on all your media resources. But appreciate everybody joining us tonight. For Bill Smith, who always does a great job on the technical side, Tony Weaver, I'm Eric Lawrence. We appreciate everybody being with us tonight. Final score, Delone Catholic 75, York Catholic 45. Have a great night.